Welcome y'all to the Reality or Not podcast with your boy DJ Reality, aka Sean, and your boy Brian Clancy from Nothing New Under the Sun. What's good with you, Brian? How you doing?
What's up? What's up? What's up? You know, I'm blessed and impressed with the life God gave me. What about yourself, sir?
Oh man, I'm good. Got up, got my little 3-mile run in, and I'm feeling good. Got a little bit of energy. Had my coffee already, and I'm damn near ready to go. So man, hey man, I I want you to play something for me if you can, man. If you got it available.
Man, before we start that, because I think I got some other stuff that we got our topics, but social media gives a platform to people, and I don't know what I want to ask you is, do you think social media affects the way you look at yourself?
Yes and no. And I say that as in, yes, I mean, I'm influenced by social media, but it's a small part of the bigger picture. I was watching this video the other day, or actually last night, and it was this white chick, and I don't know if it has to deal with if she was white or not, but it was this white chick talking on DJ Vlad, and she was like, Vlad asked her, and it was weird because I hate when people ask you about your money and shit like that. But at the same time, I do find intrigue or interest in when people talk about like, this is how I did da. But there was this chick that she was saying that she would have conversations with men, and within those conversations, she was like, she grossed over $110 million. And I started thinking, I was like, well, shit. What could I do? We have great conversations. Not that necessarily we have to monetize this, but I was like, well, shit, do I got to shake dick or shake ass or FaceTime a motherfucker to be able to get shit? Nigga, I take $55 million, nigga. Like, I take
so
$22.5 million. Yeah, she put her gross.
She made people feel intimate enough to want to drop that much cash. Like, that's a talent, dude. That's a talent.
Look, and that's so I'll say this, like, it probably won't work for me just because I'm trying to do it. And I tell people, like, when people be like, oh, this is gonna go viral, it's like, nah, that ain't how it works. The things that go viral are the things that are unexpected for the most part. Like, there's not anything that you can put out there, you'd be like, oh, this is gonna go viral. But I was watching the video, I'm like, God damn, $110 million. And don't get me wrong, I don't want to misquote it. She just put up the receipts of just saying her gross amount. My suspicions would have been within that year. But yeah, she said she grossed $110 million. I'm like, God damn, what do I need to do to gross half or a quarter of that? You know what I'm saying? Hell, I take an eighth.
The thing about that on social media too is that, like, I can say I grossed $1.8 million last year, right? And I can pull up a transaction where I had like $1 million contract, right? But the thing is, like, and then, like, maybe I could receive some payment on it, right? But in the social media realm, is that I just gotta have a bill for $1 million. That don't mean I actually made it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean, but that goes into value too. Like, you look in Forbes and they say this person is worth $300 million. That doesn't mean that they have $300 million. That means that they have that interest to be able to generate that kind of money to make them have that value. So
I hear you, but like, let me just play the devil's advocate, right? Because this is how real money works, right? Sean, you're a DJ. I want to sign you to a $1.8 million contract, right? I'm signing you to a $1.8 million contract. Now, you don't know, or like, I'm gonna just do this, right? What you don't know is that that's a 10-year contract, and you got to make 3.5 for it to be worth the 1.8. You see what I'm saying? But I'm gonna give you a $1.8 million contract. So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna get you a $5 million contract and be like, yo, I'm the best DJ ever. I just signed a contract with Clean Court Group LLC. You're gonna pay me $5 million to DJ.
Mm-hmm.
Is that real though? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, it's a contract. I mean, it's real until it's not. I put it like that. It's just like, you know, people set out dates to get married and then decide not to get married because shit didn't work out in the next 8 months. Like, you just like, I mean, was y'all really about to get married? Were y'all made the date? Yeah, y'all was getting married. It was on paper. Y'all sent out invitations. Y'all done got the caterer. Y'all done booked everything and made sure everything's in place. But things fall apart. Things fall apart. But I just found out, I was like, you know, like 110. Even if she had made 10% of that, that's still, you know, that's a healthy amount of money just to have conversations. And of course, I think she was doing more, but you know, like I said, I can't speak to what somebody else does, you know, outside of
and like
what's
in this
visible
era
to
of
me.
social media and stuff, you can't know what's really real until you see, because like I said, people have contracts. Ray J was saying that like his company was worth damn near $500 million.
It's about Raycon?
Yeah.
Now I'll say this. I'm not doubting Ray J or anything like that, but from what I've seen with his Raycon business, with him when he sold it and all that stuff, that it was, from a social media standpoint, it had a lot of visibility on it. Like outside of him even promoting it, like, because he had it for a while, and of course, you know, he signed on to be able to. He's a name. He's a
celebrity endorsement,
right?
Celebrity endorsement.
Yeah. So, you know, in the sense that the product was already there, he just put his name on it, and then, you know, he sold it. But like I said, I saw that product, I want to say past 6 months, whatever, you know, and I think he sold it like 2 or 3 years ago. So Ray J, but Ray J be lying too, though. So I don't know. So, because, you know, I mean, you know, niggas that make up shit to make you interesting, right? Like whenever I watch him on the Breakfast Club, whenever I watch him in interviews and stuff like that. So, you know, a part of that plays this part in how I view your product, you know. But I mean, Soulja Boy be lying at times too, you know. You say I'm the best rapper in the world. I did all of that, and it's cool. I mean, that's what it takes as a entertainer.
He did change the game. He did change the game on this internet stuff. But like, I think he was like the original first internet dude to go multi-platinum without having a deal. You know, between ringtones and everything. I think him and T-Pain made a whole lot of money.
But I'm just tired of every nigga got to be the first. Like, that's some shit that exhausts me. Everybody got to be the first to do da-da-da-da. And be like, I'm the first.
But it's BS stats, though. You know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm the first cat to have 8 rebounds in a quarter.
No, nigga, no. Look, you brought up a great point. They were talking. I was watching on Gilbert Arenas, and they were saying how they dumbed down the stat of two-way players just to include Draymond Green. Now, I like Draymond Green, but it was saying how the stat was like every nigga that was on that list initially, it started out as 30 points. The first person to ever average 30 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists as a two-way player. And to include Draymond Green, they was like the only players to ever average 14 points, 9 rebounds, and 8 assists. And then it had Draymond, but then it had like LeBron and all these other niggas like that's LeBron, Draymond is a talent, but you know, you can lower the stats and say anything. You be like I could be the first nigga.
I mean, he could be the first
that never made the NBA and never scored a point.
Years, right?
No, think about it. I'm one of the first NBA niggas that DJ, or I'm one of the first NBA players that never played in the NBA that DJ that own a house in Decatur. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's like shit like that you can make up.
And you can go and put that on social media and be that person, right? I mean, that is you, right? Yeah. But like going back to the whole social media thing, like I didn't realize how much like Dr. Cheyenne Bryant, right?
Mm-hmm.
She got the 3 A's, right?
Mm-hmm.
She's articulate, she's attractive, and what's the third A? I had 3 A's. She's articulate, attractive, and
Asshole.
that was no dang, I didn't lost my train of thought. But attractive,
I don't know
articulate,
who this
and
is, but she cute though.
huh?
I said,
You had never seen Dr. Cheyenne Bryant?
is this the one that was making up the statistics and shit, or making up her degrees
I
recently?
agree. Yeah. So she
Oh
may or may
yeah,
not.
I have no clue who this woman is. I mean,
Really?
I've never listened to her. I guess.
Okay. So she's a podcaster, but she she has a way of making people. She can say a lot of stuff, but don't say nothing, right? And then attribute
Mhm.
it to your face, right? Now,
Yeah, she's pretty.
she claims she was a doctor, but she's a therapist, but a licensed therapist, but she dropped the license and now she's just a life coach. And now all that, like, it doesn't matter if she's right, if she's popular. Like, I think that's what this social media thing does. If you're popular, then you can be right. You know what I'm saying? I could even throw Donald Trump in there, right?
Oh, nigga,
Like
it's we've talked about this one time. It's like it come who's ever delivering the message. Like I can tell you something, you be like whatever, but then I don't know. Drake can tell you something, you be like, oh man, that nigga is philosophical. You know what I'm saying? Like it's just how it is. It's like but the Cheyenne Brian, I'll say this, from a like just from her perspective. I feel like a lot of things are common sense, and when you can tell people certain things, it's just how they digest it or they take what you're saying. It's like even with Kevin Samuels. Kevin Samuels could say something that's totally right in or totally right in his mind or people feel that it's right, but then there'd be people that be like it's wrong only because Kevin Samuels is saying it. And that's what I'm saying. Like people, it just literally depends on the messenger that's telling you. Like hell, Trump could say something that's totally right, and you'd be like, "But we don't fuck with Trump though." And it's almost like he could say something that's right, and you like say Brian could be like, "Man, he kind of got a point," and then motherfuckers could look at you be like, nigga, what the fuck you mean? Like he racist. That like go into this whole spiel of those things. It's like, nah, like a broke clock is right 2 times a day. It's like
yeah, yeah.
understand that, everything doesn't have to be clear black and white. Like
I mean, I guess
blur is blur.
that's my problem with the other black lady, that Candace Owens,
Mm-hmm.
because she can be
Candace
right.
is a smart chick.
Man,
And
she can be right.
she knows her shit. Like she knows her shit when
Yeah.
she's right. She knows her shit when she's wrong. Like she
But
can.
she always adds something extra on top of there to just slightly change the dynamics, right? So like, let's say, hey, cereal is good for you, right? But then there's times where, like, if depending on your diet, cereal might not be good for you. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
But she'll throw that cereal's been good for you all this and this and that for this that long, and then you wonder why the media is pushing it. You know what I'm saying? They pay to advertise. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying?
It's
Like,
just the messenger. I mean,
nah.
I've seen Candace spew bad shit. I've seen Candace spew shit. I'm like, that actually makes sense, in the way that she explained it. But I guess it's kind of finding the balance of using your power
But,
for good rather than evil.
but making sense and being right and wrong don't make like so. If it makes sense, and then you tilt it to where it's like, hey, black people are traditionally Republicans, traditionally have conservative views, which I believe, right? We a lot of black people have conservative views, right?
Mm-hmm.
But for you to say like that's the like for you to say a party of people that don't fuck with us, that don't want us to vote, that constantly put stuff in between us. You know what I'm saying? To vote. then you kind of skewed your message. So like again, another one of those people that you know they get the juices flowing, the controversy flowing, and then all of a sudden, like it's better to be popular than be right. But and to your point, being a parent, I see that all the time. Where like I'm telling my son stuff, I'm like, yo, you do this, that, right? He
Mhm.
listens to some kid on YouTube say, hey, dad, they rent cars like this and this and that, and I'm like, what did I tell you? How you know? And like, people, please check credibility before before you go spewing this stuff. Like my mom would go and repeat what somebody else is saying. Stop saying it if you don't know it's right, because that's how stuff that's how stuff get twisted. Like in Michigan, we had this thing where there was like it was like civil rights. They called it the civil rights amendment to our constitution, to the Michigan Constitution, and pretty much it read that no person should get preferential treatment, right? So that's how it read, but it was to get rid of affirmative action, right? Because they was calling affirmative action preferential treatment. And so like that's that whole bait and switch. It's like it sounds good because my mom was like, yo, like yeah, we don't need preferential treatment. Like they need to get out the mud. Like but then when you find out that it's tied to hey getting into University of Michigan, they got a point system because you black, and you be like, oh, y'all get rid of that? Well, you said nobody should have preferential treatment. Well, we weren't talking about preferential treatment. We were just trying to get treatment. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, we trying to get visibility. I mean, I was a huge supporter of affirmative action, and the only reason why I wasn't a supporter just based off of quote unquote preferential treatment. I was a supporter just because it gave opportunities for others. I feel like sometimes when people were looking at that, and we'll go back to the social media thing to jump to the next topic, but I feel like when affirmative action was a thing, which is not essentially today, but when it was a thing, when I remember it was protests and stuff like that, I was like, wait a minute, we're fighting to get visibility, to get the opportunities that others already have. We're not fighting to take away the opportunities that you have. Our like one spot for us doesn't take away a spot for you. We're fighting for a spot. You know what I'm saying? I think that's where it kind of got lost in the sauce on if people like if people looked at affirmative actions was taking away the opportunity for other whether because it's only technically one race that it would be quote unquote against because everyone else kind of falls under the affirmative action umbrella. So it's just like, it's given.
It's not even a whole race because women would definitely be like, so it's not even a
Yeah.
whole race.
Yeah, it's just literally the yeah, it's literally just one group of people that you would think that it would impact, but it wasn't, and I can make up a number and say this is why.
And it may not be that because they may be queer or gay.
Yeah, I can
So
make up a number and be like, yeah, this is why Jason Couture didn't get in, and this is why Imani Jackson got in. It's like no, it's like they got in because they were given an opportunity. That doesn't take away from what Jason was able to do.
well, they're saying that if his seat wasn't filled up, then Edward would have had an opportunity to be great again. You know what I'm saying?
Edward could have still got in. Like that's the problem. Like it wasn't that Keisha was taking Edward's seat. You know what I'm saying? It's just like Keisha got the opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
Well, see,
So
I am all for affirmative action as far as giving opportunities where people would not necessarily look. It don't have to be a quota. It don't have to be a quota. I'm just saying, get me in front of there, and I can show you my value outside of outside of just being a great student, right? Outside, like the NFL with Brian Flores, right? And him suing the NFL because like they had to
The
at least
coach.
interview
Yeah.
one candidate, one minority candidate, which
Mm-hmm.
was a black man or basically a white woman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so I still feel like that was a show of good effort and faith, right? Like to say, hey, look, we got a league that's 82% black. You know what I'm saying? Like we got commentators, we got people who know the game, but we can't have at least an interview with
Yeah.
one black dude. You know what I'm saying? And they were still doing their thing with that because like that's the reason why he sued them because they had hired the other dude, but they just would doing their due diligence to the Rooney Rule or something like that.
Yeah, no. So I mean, essentially, because what ended up happening with him was, it's a little bit more context where, like he had got, what's the coach from North Carolina now? Used to coach New England.
Belichick.
Yeah, Belichick sent the wrong congratulatory email to or message to the coach that ended up getting the position. But it was
Why?
like days.
Both of them were from the Belichick tree, right?
Yeah, it was like days ahead. So
Yeah.
it's like, well, how did that end up happening if I just interviewed for this position? But I mean, I think life, I don't know, man. We can't. It's tricky with that situation because for us, I mean, of course, I mean, people hire internally within these companies, but they still go through their due diligence to do an interview with you. But we don't really have a lot of ground to be able to say, well, that was prejudice or racist or anything like that because we just don't have that footing within that company. But I mean, he's already in the NFL, so I guess it makes it a little bit easier for him to be able to do that. But that happens all the time where we just bring in all of the people that we say we're interview with, even though we've already made a decision on who we're going to go with. So
Yeah, but then
I just don't see it as, I see it maybe prejudice. I just don't see it as a racist thing, but I can be totally wrong. So
I think it's the opposite way around. I think if you control the jobs, then you can be racist. If you can't control the job, then you can be prejudiced. So like,
but the prejudice part of it is that like is the scenario that I just gave is that I interview Edward Smith on Wednesday, then I interview Brian Flores on Thursday. I really liked Edward. I'm going to pull the trigger on Edward. But I'm still going through the due diligence of doing the interviewing. That's not a racist thing. That's the preference thing.
But the racist part about it is the only reason why you kept the interview with Brian is because you wanted to follow the NFL policy, right? And
but that got Brian in the door. That helped him get in the door. That shouldn't work against him. If that makes sense. Like
it shouldn't work against them, but it got them.
I mean, they could have just canceled the interview but they just went through it.
Yeah, if you were that impressed, cancel the interview. Don't waste my time. Like, don't waste my time. So, like, but you know what? I got a shirt that says I'm rooting for everybody that's black. But
I get it. I mean, I want everybody to get the job, and I want, but it's just like when you deal within the corporate structure or stuff like that, like. You just got to know that everything isn't going to work in your favor. I just think like everything that came after with the Belichick emails and stuff like that, like I think that was the part that gave him a little bit more solid foundation to be able to handle it. So
when the game been rigged, you know what I'm saying? Like that's a pun to one of our one of our topics. But when the game been rigged against people, when the game been rigged against a certain group of people anyway. You kind of feel like that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, definitely. Like, I mean, yeah, no, I think he was hurt that, he wasn't able to get the opportunity. He was really, going for it. But like, I wouldn't attribute that one. I would consider that one more or less like they've already made it. Like I said, I'm just saying it from I can't, like on the outside looking in, it feels like it's more of they had already made a decision but they still decided to go through with the interview. So I couldn't tie. Only part I can tie to the racist or prejudice part of it is the fact that they had to still go through with the interview because it was a minority candidate. But I see that as a kind of a plus, you know what I'm saying, from the visibility standpoint.
I feel like they should have rewrote the rule to do it, rewrote the rule to interview the minority first. Right.
Then I feel like the rule, in my opinion, is just almost just a version of affirmative action at the highest level. You know, so it just makes.
And that's what I was saying. I agree with that type of, like, just give me an opportunity to be in the room. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then I'll show you what I can do. If you're still looking for a culture fit after I've showed you what I can do, then I'll take my talent somewhere else. And I mean, and pretty much like I was saying, I got a T-shirt that says I'm rooting for everybody that's black, but I'm not rooting for Clarence Thomas. Fuck that nigga with gasoline draws on. You know what I'm saying? Like it's some black people that I would never root for, and that's Clarence, because he's one of the people that wanted to close the door on affirmative action, even though he benefited. So like you got slime.
That's how he damn near got his seat.
Huh?
That's how he damn near got his seat.
I mean, the fact that he replaced Thurgood Marshall, that's crazy. And like you look at him and you think about his ethics, and like it's crazy that the Supreme Court doesn't have to have an ethics policy. And you're like, dog, if any people should have it, it should be the Supreme Court, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Hey, let's do this, because I think we're getting up. Let's go back to the social media in front of you. So from the social media standpoint, because we could go down the whole line of coons, but that's, from a social media in their views, it does impact me, but I don't let it drive me, and I think that's the difference. Like, I see the trends, I see the things that are popular, but then I try to understand what's, you know. So as an example, right? You say the Drake album came, or the 3 albums came out last week, right? And it's damn near only been a week. And I actually think the albums are pretty good, but I'll say this: good or bad, you like them, you don't like them. That's all I heard about on timelines. Like, as far as I'm saying, like, social media has that imprint that, and this is where, you know, a lot of people don't realize this with like how music used to have an impact, at least on us. And music had it was sold to us in a package. It was like a rollout. It was like, okay, here's their first video, here's their here's their street single, here's their popular song, here their album, here's their release date, here's a video or two before. And it's like, that's what social media is now. Like, social media is the rollout, of everything. It's the rollout of everything. And it's like it can control certain amount of individuals, then, because people could look at my social media and be like, well, you only post memes, workouts, food, and podcasts and shit. Like, and shit when I DJ, you know, like, I'm like, well, yeah, you know, that's why I even, like, say for instance, I'm like, when I'm dating someone or anything like that, like, I really try not to pay attention to their social media, just because social media has that impact that if I'm just looking at your social media, then what's the reason to even talk to you? Like, I know everything that you did throughout the day. Like, so why even follow?
Yeah, that's how certain people, like, I don't like certain people explain their day on social media. My social media is, and I can understand why you say the social media is a rollout, because most of the people that want to know what I'm doing, I'm probably just want to know probably the activities that I feel is virtuous enough to share, right? So like launching my new personal website this week. So I'm like, yo, like putting out a new podcast too, right? So like Those are the things that I push out. I don't share anything relationship wise on my timeline
Me
because.
neither. I don't feel I need to sell it. Like I don't need to convince nobody
But you ain't selling everything.
of things I hold like dear. Like I don't. I never understood and the funny part it's always interesting with me when I see people removing photos and shit of people that they were with, and I'm like why y'all like I look at life as a book, right? You are a part of a chapter. You could be a part of the preface. You could be a part of the what's the last part of the book? The prologue. No, that's not prologue. Is before, but you could be the end of the book. Like it's just where you make it. So I wouldn't remove pictures of anybody I was with, and somebody could get frustrated, like with who I'm in a relationship. And I was like, oh, why you still got pictures of blah, blah, blah. I was like, yo, that was a chapter in my life. Like, just because it's from, I don't know, 2018 or something like that. I'm not going to remove the pictures of that. I honestly don't even remember. I mean, if you actually point it out and you say, hey, can you take that down? I'll be like, all right, man, I don't care. But, it's not like that's a part of my life. Like that's the thing about social media. We try to erase the things. We try not to show the things that created this social media, but like the social media of 2026.
You have a social media imprint, right? Your social media is not necessarily all of you, but like it's your show, right? Like Snapchat. When I thought about it, I was like, oh, they made a channel for you to display your life all day. I'm not that dude that want to. I don't like telling people where I'm at. So
I don't check in until I leave. I sent photos of where I was. I don't send photos where I was at in real time. I don't want nobody shit. What's the shit? What's the nigga? The rapper died at he got murdered at 23 and shit.
PM. The dude.
Not him, but him too. But yeah, that nigga's a little bit different because he wasn't. I think his girlfriend or something like that posted that they were at that Roscoe's or whatever. But I'm talking about what's that nigga? You like the way that I rock. She like the way that I move. What's that nigga? She make a clap for a nigga. She make a clap for nigga from New York. I can't think of his name right now, but he was down with 52. He actually did a remake of Many Men. But
oh yeah, I know who you're talking about.
But yeah, he posted a photo and in the back they said the address was there and they came through and killed him at the Airbnb or the mansion that he's renting. I'm like, nigga, I don't want nobody.
Talking about the dude in California,
Pop Smoke.
Yeah.
So it's just like I don't want nobody to ever know where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time you know where I'm at technically is when I'm recording the podcast because I'm at the crib. You know what I'm saying? So I'm either on the couch or I'm in the podcast room like that. And shit, I don't even post these right away. So you ain't gonna be like, oh man, like we are never going live. Like you'll never catch us. Like talking about like we might go live for 5 or 10 minutes, but we ain't going live for no fucking hour and a half. We get canceled immediately, nigga. Like for the shit I say.
Well, man, that might just be your PTSD, but like I'm a
nigga. I told you I will fuck Blake Griffin for $50,000 a month.
No,
Blake can get these skins.
Look, I tried to tag him in that. I was like, let me see if I can tag Blake Griffin on this. Go viral.
Blake could get these skins for $50,000 a month.
Let me tell you a story real quick. So I got the Google Home stuff in my house, right?
Mm-hmm.
When I say my houses, I got them. Well, I used to own the house that my kid's mother lived in. But so like, and the pictures they used to be picture frame because I never hung up pictures in my house. I just don't. I don't hang up pictures for real. So when people come over,
I need to do better with that.
When people come over,
nigga, I got one picture of Uncle Charles. Every other picture is me, nigga. Like, nigga, I need to do better than that. Like, nigga, ain't no pictures in the house of anybody else except
I
me
kind of
and one
subscribe to
photo of
that.
Uncle Charles.
I kind of subscribe to that casino life we were living, right? If I gotta be able to leave stuff for 5 minutes, and then like,
Yeah.
do I want people to know where I'm here or where I'm not here?
No, that
Like,
was
I
heat.
never,
Never attach yourself to anything
yeah,
that you can't leave within 30 seconds.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I kind of subscribe to that, and then like, the other thing is my pictures. And like I'm not a real big picture taker, and so when people when they catch me and they let's take a picture, you know what I'm saying? And it automatically go like my stuff some of my stuff automatically go to my little Google Home stuff, right? But when somebody asks me about it, I'll be like, yo, that was a chapter in my life, and if you can't if it bothers if it bothers you seeing it, like sometimes now I just took them all off too because I was like, you know what, it's not even worth having this discussion because that's why I don't really do the social media thing because I'm not also trying to be one of these viral people that be like, yo, I'm this, I'm that. I don't need like people on the need to know basis. My social media is just what you need to know about me.
Mm-hmm.
And social media does affect me because I can see how somebody can make $110 million based off
Man, that
how
bitch
they.
said 110 million. I was like, oh
Man,
shit.
they should build a
I
funnel.
was like, let me show these toes. And then,
She basically did a funnel. Like you got to think like doing the marketing and doing internet like work. She had to create a funnel where she took followers from other people and just funneled them into this product where she can give them a experience where they basically feeling like she one-on-one with these people, right?
Yeah.
Like that to me that's talent. I don't have talent like that. I don't have the talent to snake oil people to thinking that, hey, like get close to me and you be closer to the money. Nah, like look, you got to bring something to the table so we can all get the money together. Because like just being close to me ain't gonna help us. We got to get the bag together, you know. But social media is a representation of people, and I think sometimes this popular stuff that people think that like I'm gonna definitely say Dr. Cheyenne Bryant because she just popped off on Teray, and I think that this social energy that you get from having people like and subscribe and comment, you know what I'm saying? Like that's one thing, but being famous and infamous can't be the same, right? And then how many people want to be famous? And if you want to be famous for Blake Griffin filling up your butt with
nut, go ahead, Blake. 50,000. Come catch this. I ain't gay though, but come catch this.
No, you feel like so you can't like it's just where you don't let social media like
pause.
even
I
these
didn't
people
say
that don't let social media have you out here doing some wild ass shit.
Yeah, no, I feel you. Like like you said, it's definitely integrity in the things. I can't subscribe to selling somebody a fantasy, no matter what the value is. I just don't. I can't invest in trying to dupe people. I never, and not I want to say dupe people, but I feel like some of the things or some of the tactics that people do as far as popularity, like you said, famous or infamous, like are not I want to say godly, but they're not ways that I feel that I need to subscribe to be successful.
And then what I want to also point out, the dude Derek that used to be in this car telling women that they need to let these dudes go and follow their purpose, and this nigga was cheating. They got more respect for Derek, cheating ass nigga, versus Samuel that was just kept it real. He kept it real. Like, hey, your value is declining. Like this it is age. The bottle of wine don't get finer as it age. You know what I'm saying? But like.
I just feel like I'll say this, but even about Derek in general, like I feel people take messages. Like I said, it depends on the messenger and when the message comes to someone. a lot of people are afraid to take their own advice. And that's just crazy to me. Like I talk to myself damn near 70-80% of the day. You know what I'm saying? Of why I didn't do this, why I could have done this way, why da 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 da. So even when people come in and offer that advice, especially from a social media standpoint, like I just take it with a grain of salt. Like it could be something that I can relate to at the time and be like, okay, this kind of makes sense. Then I can listen to something else. I'm like, why in the hell are they pointing people in the total wrong direction of mentality? Like it was like that video that I sent the other day with the chick and the dude going at it, and it was just like I've been a part of those conversations where it's like he's like someone's voicing to you, this is why I don't date a particular race or whatever. And you're just taking it as you're being racist and blah, blah, blah. I was like, no, two things could be right at the same time. Not necessarily to say that he was being racist, but he was just choosing what his preference. I would never, and that's where the racist part plays in. It's like, well, you kind of just boxing these people in, but then your experience is what shapes that. So a lot of people get lost in their experience and what they keep going through, but at the same time, I'm not going to do what do you call it? I'm not, in the sense that I'm not going to do the same thing twice. Shame on me? Fool me once, shame on me. Fool me twice, shame on you. You know, it's just like,
well, you third time, you can't get fooled the third time.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, you know, I mean, he like touching a hot stove is like, well, shoot, I touched it the first time, it was hot. So the second time it's like, I know it's gonna be hot, so I'm not gonna keep touching it. But then again, make sure the eye is off. You know what I'm saying? So it's little stuff that, you know, that you can,
but I mean,
use.
like the thing is, like you got to verify these cats, right? This dude obviously wasn't happy in his life. You know what I'm saying? He was maybe he was happy talking to all these other women and stuff in his life, and was like, "Yo, I'm getting played." Like to me, that's a terrible person that you got to get paid by downplaying men. You know, like that's why I didn't really rock with him, because everything he was downplaying men. But like I watch some of these other podcast shows where I catch the clips or whatever. And like I'll be like, yo, he hurt you, because he didn't feel good about himself. Nigga, you don't know that. You know what I'm saying? You don't know what you did.
See, I don't fuck with Joe ass niggas. Like I remember, if you listen to all of Joe's songs, and women was loving them. All them songs that Joe was coming out back in '97, talking about what your man won't do. Joe was on some. I remember my boy, and I had never heard this term because it was a made up term, but my boy, he was like, man, Joe a plotty ass nigga, and I was like, what do you mean? Like Joe is that nigga that when you walk, he lived in New York at the time. It's like, yeah, when I'm walking out of my brownstone, Joe is around the corner, peeking, seeing or waiting for my wife to walk out. And I was like, damn, like Joe is that. But that's where I want to say that's what music kind of went to. But yeah, it kind of went to that point of like, yeah, what literally I'll do all the things that your man won't do. And blah, blah, blah. I mean, shit, all the way back to Babyface talking about I cook your dinner too as soon as you get home from work. Nigga, Babyface wasn't cooking no motherfucking dinner, nigga. Like Babyface was Babyface in the 80s, nigga. Like, but them niggas had motherfuckers believing that, you know, when you get home, I'm gonna do out as soon as I get home from work. Like, nah, nigga, you weren't doing all that. I mean, and it's okay if you was, but like, I just don't feel like
that was his woman. You know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
At least that was his woman. So like, I could see him coming home and cooking some pork chops. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, I got home before you did. You know what I'm saying? I don't, but Joe and that like
Joe a plotty ass nigga.
I couldn't be that. I couldn't be that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I can't be that girl. You know he ain't treating you right. You should leave this dude. Like, dog.
Yeah.
I ain't got to convince you to leave nobody. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like that ain't my round. But then like at the same time.
I mean, Lil Wayne, it ain't tricking if you got it. It's like nigga, like rap and music has really influenced a lot of the fuck shit that we see on social media. Talking about like doing all these different things. It's like nigga, and you'll see you got women that play their part in it too when they with the name music. Like, oh, I ain't going unless you give me a Birkin bag and stuff like that. And what was it?
And who getting Birkin bags? Who paid $20,000 for a bag? Who
nigga,
really?
That shit 30. That shit 30 retail. Nigga, I think it said 27 when I looked it up. I was like, yeah, that shit is smooth, and that's not resale. Nigga, I saw something with Young Miami, and she was saying like I think they asked her, it was one of them, one of the city girl chicks. I think it was Young Miami, but she said the most a dude spent on her, and say like the most he spent on her was like $1.5 million for like one night type of shit. And I'm like, but you got all these women thinking like you got to do that. Like, well, shoot, if he ain't gonna spend, I know he ain't got 1.5, but shit, he could spend 500 or 1,000 or whatever. And I'm like, nigga, be happy with 100. Like, nigga, like I'm not busting down.
Everybody ain't on that level. Obviously, she working with some people that ain't on regular people level either. Because if you can spend 1.5, I'm gonna just be frank with you. Ain't no chick worth 1.5 in a night for a night. Ain't no way. Like you, based on
not
the
$1,500. Well, $1,500, $1,500. No.
1.5K. No.
Yeah.
Based on what I see in the real world, dog. Did I tell you about Costa Rica? All right, I have to tell you about Costa Rica. My people that know about Costa Rica, let them know about Costa Rica because it's crazy.
I want a full story about Costa Rica. Now, this one thing I want to give a little preface, and I know we got to drop soon, but so my mom went to the hospital the other day, and I'm not in my hometown. My sister's not there either. So we were trying to figure out, like, well, either we send her, like, we pay for this whole shuttle thing to get her home. I think it was like maybe $70 or something like that. Or we just have somebody come and pick her up. So me personally, I was like, well, let me try to see if I can find a family member that's there that can get her. So, we're talking on the phone to the hospital, to the doctors at the same time. And I was like, well, let me click over. And that's when I called you. I was like, Brian, you at home, da-da-da. You was like, well, no, I'm not. I'm at my other house, da-da-da. I was like, okay, cool. Well, you said I'm not in town. I was like, okay, cool. Well, like my mom's at the hospital. Is there any chance that you know anybody that go pick her up? He's like, well, let me call CC and see if that's a possibility. So you got the phone. I click back over, still talking to them about all of the medical stuff. Then you call back. He's like, hey, she's able to go and pick her up. I'm like, all right, cool. So nothing to schedule or anything like that. So when CC gets there, and like I said, I don't want to fully tell it from, this is what I got from you, but you was like, when CC got there, it was another shuttle already there to take her. So essentially,
they got there at the same time. So she was coming in the room at the same time, and the transport people was coming in at the same time.
Yeah,
because she had tried to call her when she was outside to say that she was outside, but she wasn't answering the phone.
Yeah. So all the men said, she wasn't able to take her because of transportation. So I call. Well, my sister ends up texting us. Whatever. So couldn't find out there's a shuttle. Blah blah blah. So I call you. I'm like, hey, my bad. I thought, but this was my understanding. We needed somebody, and I clicked over and said, hey, Brian has someone coming to go get her. So I didn't understand the whole shuttle thing, but that's not the big deal. So I talked to my mom, called her the next day, it was the next day. Called, I was like, hey, everything is cool, blah, blah, blah. So everything's fine, blah, blah, blah. But then I was like, well, hey, can you do me a favor? Can you just call Brian and say thank you, just for giving her like for showing up. She's like, wasn't nobody there. No, she said, when did they show up? I was like, they showed up to give you a ride. I was like, CC showed up to give you a ride. Like,
it was 20. I'm gonna give people context. It was 20 minutes in between the call and her actually getting there.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't. I mean, in the whole idea,
an hour. It wasn't 45 minutes. It was like 22 minutes.
And even the doctor was telling us like it's gonna be like a few hours before they can even do it. So I was like, well, shoot, I don't want to just sit in there. So like you said, it's only 20 minutes in between that. I'm glad you add that context. So, she was like, well, why I gotta thank them? I was like, because somebody went out of their way to help you. And I reached out. I didn't have to reach out. I mean, I did it. I'm not trying to get kudos for that or anything like that, but I reached out just because I'm like, well, everybody, this is a situation. Nobody wants to spend $70 to take somebody 5 minutes away. And I was like, well, why don't we just, I was telling my sisters, like, well, why don't we just Uber? And it's like, well, that might be it. Like, mom get like that kinds of noise or whatever. And I'm like, that couldn't be no more than like a $15, $20 Uber ride. It's Muskegon, whatever. But she was like, well, I don't know Brian's number. And I was like, man, it'd just be nice if you called him and said thank you. That was like, he didn't have to do this. CC didn't have to do this. We are trying to get you. We are doing this for the sake of you, to get you home. Like that. Like, I'm not like, Brian's not doing this for credit. CC's not doing this for credit. I'm not doing this for credit. We just want to be able to get you home. But at the same time, say thank you in the sense that somebody came to help you out, so I need can you play that voicemail that you have?
Let me give you my breakdown on the two. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Family is family. We always looking out, and like nobody would have knew about this besides us in the process, because we just don't. I don't believe in like, again, my credit ain't with everybody knowing what I do, because what I do is later found. Real G's move in silence, right? That's where I live, right? Yeah. So now my auntie, your mom, is the matriarch of the family. She's the oldest living person of the family. So when you call, like the first person I call is my son, because I know he ain't working, right? But then I know that Cece would look out for me because she was just getting off work. So that's why I was like, oh, if I catch her while she getting off work, she can just drive right down Sherman, whatnot. Drive right down Sherman. So I say this to say that she didn't owe me an apology. I appreciate the fact that you asked her about it, but she didn't owe me an apology. And the other thing is, I had just talked to her a couple of days ago, so I know she had my number. She was just being a funky.
She's been a dick. She's been a dick. Like, she could have easily said, and bro, and I didn't add this part of it too. Wait, play it again. So play it one more time. Yeah, so I heard it clear on that one. Yeah, so essentially,
Sean told me to tell you thank you,
bye. Hey.
I'm gonna make a song of that.
Sean told me to tell you thank you, bye.
So essentially, she called him and told him thank you, and then she hung up. So
no, she called and told me you told her to thank me. That's what she did. But I'm gonna call my AT. And I'm gonna tell her, like, I love her. I want to make sure that she's okay or whatnot, and that and I ain't trying to get in between family.
Yeah, no. I mean, but do you realize the funny part about that is that we had, like, I called you yesterday about this before that message came through.
Yeah, she probably called me an hour after we talked.
Literally, I was like, yo, this is getting on my fucking nerves of just having, like, just being, and I know we're about to drop, but knowing that people are doing things for you, and I want to say taking them for granted, because I feel like my mom, she doesn't take everything for granted, but sometimes she takes family for granted because it's the difference between like entitlement versus family values, right? And I say that as in like you're supposed to do this versus as an example, right? So you're supposed to come and pick me up or have CC come and pick me up versus the family value of it, of you're doing things just because that's family, right? And you're doing it because you want to do them versus like you have to do them. It's like, no, I mean, family values are volunteered, but yet there are things that are instilled in you that you continuously do just because it's because you have a closer relationship with someone.
Yeah, well, you got family expectations, you got expectations, and you got people that you got expectations, and then you got guilters, right? So like, and it's a thin line between some of them at times. Like for family, like she don't know what that that favor is going to cost me in the end. You know what I'm saying? Like, cause ain't nothing free. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like she don't know what
you might have been beefing with CC at the time, but
but I mean,
you don't know what's behind the effort and the energy to make sure that you're safe or you're at home and stuff like that. And that's why I tell people all the time, like, you don't know what people are going through. You got to be conscious and aware. Like that's the empathy part of I'm gonna just say relationships, but just being kind. Like understanding that, like I might not be in the best of moods, but at the same time, when I'm talking to you, I'm going to talk to you, not necessarily jovial, but I'll still, I'm not going to bring negative energy into the podcast or negative energy into our phone conversations and stuff like that. I'm literally going to try to still be objective towards the person that I'm speaking with, you know what I'm saying? Versus like, oh God, I just got off the phone with my mom, so now all that negative energy is gonna be channeled towards you, or oh man, I'm beefing with whoever, so all that negative energy is gonna be towards you. It's like, nah, because that's how you go down that road of just, I don't know, being sad. I don't want to be sad. Like fuck that. Like nigga, I have more good days than bad. Fuck all that. Like. Y'all, you ain't about to rain on my parade. I'm like, okay, cool. All right, well, shit, you gotta go. You can't be in here. Like, if you just want to be negative, Nancy, like, you gotta do something different. So, shape up and ship out. Shit. So,
and on that note, like that's exactly how. Like, I just actually made a status on Facebook, because like you're responsible for your own joy in life. You know what I'm saying? So this will be my last word. Be responsible for your own joy in life. If your life ain't going the way that you want it to go, it's up to you to change it. Ain't nobody coming to save you. Ain't nobody giving you no pill that's going to make everything all right. You have to figure out what's the best play in life for you. And then you can't blame nobody else for what you put yourself through, because the only person responsible for your life is you.
Yeah, see, I like that. I posted something similar this morning when I went running, and it was essentially stop waiting till tomorrow. Stop waiting till the next. Stop waiting till you pay this bill off. Stop waiting until you break up with this person or you get out of this relationship. Do the things that you want to do now, because time is expensive and we are losing it on a regular basis, like consistently. Like the things that you don't do today, you may not even do them tomorrow just because you put them out tomorrow. Oh, I'll do that on Monday, or I'll do that in August, or I'll do that in, next year, blah, 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 new year, new me type of shit. It's like, no, like niggas be putting together New Year's resolutions and then that shit be done by like the second week of January and shit. It's like, nigga, like just do the shit. Like, you want to do it.
January.
Yeah, it'd be crazy up in there. I'm like, if you do things,
they don't have gym etiquette, they'll wipe down.
Nigga, I'm trying to lose 10 pounds in 2 weeks because I waited 6 months to start. It's like, no, nigga, if you want to do that shit, nigga. If you want to stop drinking, if you want to stop smoking, if you want that new job, if you want to learn something, like I saw this thing, it said being able to like, even if you're learning something like later on in life, it's still never too late to learn. And I think a lot of people just don't understand how to transition and do things outside of their comfort zone. It's like, nah, nigga, get out of your comfort zone. I'm not in my comfort zone too often. Like when I start to get in that space, honestly, and it's sad, but I start to get uncomfortable when I'm in a comfort zone space, like that I have everything the way that I want it to be. Cause I'm like, okay, something's gonna break because something's not gonna be right. Like I'm automatically thinking in my head that, but I would rather panic on those types of things than to be in the comfort zone for years of, and I feel like sometimes people comfort zones is depression. So, you know, you gotta shake shit off. You gotta figure out what works best for you to be able to get to your next step, and don't keep prolonging that next step. So, but that's my words of wisdom. So,
all right, like, comment, subscribe.
Yeah. You getting bodied by a podcast nigga. I got called a podcast nigga the other day. That was funny. I was like, ooh, credit. Like shit. Like something I'm acknowledged for. Like shit, yeah, nigga. Like, yeah, yo, podcast nigga. Like, yeah, that's right, motherfucker. Cool. But make sure you like, subscribe, leave a comment if you want us to talk about anything. There's a few topics that we didn't get to, but we always get to them on the next subject. Thank you all. Right. Talk to you soon. Peace.
Getting bodied by a podcast.